Hello lovelies, welcome to the Gods and Charmers channel. My name is Claire and today we're going to be doing an Oracle deck review. Oh yes we are, I cannot wait. I put a post up over in our closed Facebook group to see which deck you wanted to see next, either this one or this one. And this one was the winner. So if you would like to see that other deck, then do comment down below and let me know and I will do that deck next. So, if you are new, welcome. If you are part of our YouTube family, welcome back. I hope you enjoy this video. Please do all the wonderful social media things and give this video a thumbs up, say hi below, subscribe and click the bell because there's a million things we have to do these days apparently to be notified of the videos that we would like to see. So, onwards and upwards, my lovelies, to the Old Ways Magick Oracle by Naomi Cornock. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. Now, this is an independent deck by an artist I've actually followed for quite a time on Facebook because I've always found her artwork very interesting, but it's never really called to me as a style that I wanted to buy a print of or have on my wall. And I started just seeing this deck pop up in a few small places and I became quite intrigued. So I popped over onto the website, had a little look, and I thought to myself, well, I'm not going to know because I am so intrigued by it, even though it's not a style I would normally go for. But as an intuitive reader, it seemed like there was such a lot there. And I thought the only way I'm going to know is to actually grab the deck myself. So because it is a self-published deck, you buy directly from the artist on their website. It comes with the pouch. It's obviously a little bit more expensive than your usual decks you would get from Amazon that are printed by Hay House and Rockpool, etc. Which I have no problem paying extra for a unique deck with someone's beautiful artwork on. I think that makes it all the more special, but it is something just to have a heads up on. I do like the fact it does come with this beautiful corresponding bag and it will fit it in the box should you want to keep it that way, or you can take the deck out and pop it in there. Or let's face it, you can use it for another deck if you really, really wanted. But it's a very simple, natural printed bag. So that comes with the deck. And then this is the deck itself in quite a plain sort of tuck box. Beautiful feel though, that lovely soft matte feel to it. You've got your front. You've got the back. This is also the back of the cards inside and the design there. I like this little detail that there's art on the tab that you pull out. It's these little things, little touches that you often don't get with the big printing houses. So let's take what's inside out. And here are our cards. And here's a little booklet that you get in there. And it is a booklet rather than a book, but we will have a look at that in a moment. When it comes to the deck itself, there are, 30, I'm going to double check. There are 36 cards. I wanted to check because I do not like giving you wrong information and they're not numbered, so it's not as easy as turn over the last one. So the deck itself, I think I forgot to say, is £25 direct from the creator. So cardstock wise, these are larger than your standard Oracle card. Let me grab one just for size reference for you guys. So this is Priestess of the Light, which I've recently done a review of. That is the card size, which is a standard Oracle. So that's quite a bit larger, and obviously it will be larger than Tarot as well. So depending on your shuffle style, that could be an issue for you and how big your hands are. My hands are kind of a little bit small, so for me, this is a real challenge to shuffle how I would like. So I have to front shuffle with them, but that may not be an issue for you at all. Cardstock wise, it's a little thin compared to most other decks that I have, but it is a really beautiful quality. It's actually textured, so it's still got a sheen to it, so it's not a matte soft touch, but it has that feel to it, that comfortable feel in the hand. There's a texture to it, but it is a bit thin. So, and again, something that may or may not bother you or have any impact on your purchase. So let's have a look at the cards first. So the back, obviously. Now with the cards, they are not numbered, so you have the name of the card at the bottom. They're all bordered like this, and they are very, very detailed. So something you're going to notice as we go through is the depth within the cards, which, as always in my reviews, I give you things that could be a pro for you or a con for you. It will just vary on who you are. So if you're someone that really wants a deck with depth to it, if you like to intuitively read, if you like to really go into that card and experience that card, this deck's going to be amazing. If you are brand new to Oracle deck reading, once you've seen the booklet, it may kind of sway your decision a bit, but again, it's going to be completely personal preference. So, Journey's End, Grief, Death. Now, something to really notice about these cards is the hidden details within them. This is what I mean about the depth for an intuitive reader. It would be very easy to just glance at this card and kind of see the surface level of it. But in my opinion, to get the most out of them, you need to really delve in. So if we bring this card up, you can see the Triskells here that are small. You can see a almost dragon-like figure here and owl-like figure there, possibly even a person, depending on your own, viewpoint of that and how you're reading it. We've got our horse, but again, we've got spirals on here and a second one. There's all of this imagery around here. As you come into the roots, this one looks more like a hand, and you have the animals. With this deck, the author and creator has really chosen to help you connect in a very deep way to the animal beings of our planet and around us. Some not necessarily of this planet, you could say, would be the lower realms and what some would consider as totem animals. But very much that earth connection, the different animals, there's a lot of plant life. There's a lot of different representations of people, from almost like deity goddess type to not. So there's runes on them. You can see on the antler there. There's just so much in the cards. Endure. Again, tons of tiny creatures, different runes throughout for you to explore, and they're literally, some of them are very tiny hidden symbols within. So the more time you spend with these cards, the deeper you travel into them, the more you are going to see and notice. So it's like a whole little world down here with all of this to work through. Just beautiful. And you're already seeing, by the way, that we have got shadow energies here, which is something I often talk about in decks, how unbalanced they are with the kind of love and light decks, where sure, it's great if you want to do a 2-second card pull for the day that's going to be quite uplifting and positive. There are certain decks that are great for that. But if you're someone that wants to go deeper, maybe you're just not so keen on tarot or not ready to go to tarot yet, but you want that depth. I find that this Oracle deck has the depth that you would need. The depths. This time represented by the sea. Again, so much in there imagery-wise. Battle ready. Again, so much to be looking at, exploring in here. I mean, you could see the face. There's just so much. Cleanse. Really bringing the plant world, the animal world, all together all aspects of nature is what you're going to find within these cards. Just beautiful. Look at that. Pathways, clarity, illuminate. And you can probably see as well the difference in the language and the names of the cards. They're not the traditional things we see over and over and over again repeated in oracle decks. This again has taken it for me into the next level, thinking outside of that. And something that I really do love about self-published decks that have had this such time put into them. Fierce, knowledge. If you know me, you know I'm going to love that card. Bounty. So much in here. And they really, I wasn't planning, well, not planning, I suppose that's the wrong word, but I wasn't expecting to like or connect with this deck because, as I mentioned earlier, it's not my traditional style of art. Some of them are, but then some of them are art that I would just normally think, wow, that person's really talented, but it's not necessarily what I want to have on my wall. But I have connected in so deeply with these due to the depth in the artwork, and it has given me a whole new appreciation for the art. It's just incredible to work with. World, Wild Mage, Growth, Ground, Sovereignty. Again, so much in here, guys, to look at. I mean, look, and you've got the owl here, horse here, dragon here, which even comes around the back there. The flowers, look there. All of this symbology. I don't want to point out too much because there's lots of things hidden in these, and it really, for me, a big part of it is that journey of self-discovery and discovering what this means to you as you explore the cards and go, oh my gosh, I didn't see that the first time I read with them. And I find with particular questions, even when I'm looking at certain areas of my life, I'll suddenly see something in the card that I didn't see when I pulled it during another reading. Protection, transform, far sight, tribe, reflect, lovers. I really like this one. This, again, there's so much in here. I'm not going to tell you what's in here. You can just sit and have a little spot. So hopefully you saw lots of beautiful imagery in there. Elemental. This one's fabulous. All the elements coming together. Oh. Playful. Connect. Freedom. This for me has such potent and powerful energy. It really does. And it brings up a lot of Goddess Rhiannon energy for me at the moment because I'm doing some work with her. Renew, this is another favourite of mine. This for me is very much a green witchcraft, green connection card. Hope. And if I'm going to be honest with you guys, robins have a special significance for me, and in particular the blue eggs. And this card was one of the first that I saw when I started seeing this pop up. And when I saw the card, I was like, I'm now going to take the plunge on that deck because that card has a lot of meaning for me. So I was hoping that connection would then flow on to the other cards. Community. And Sacred Journey, which is the cover art for both the book and our box. So that is your deck. Let's pop that over just to the side while we look at the book. So, and here is your book. Now it's a small little book, just more of a pamphlet. You have the page number and the name of the cards. So the cards themselves, as you saw, are not numbered. So when you're searching, you're just going to search down the list, but it's not hugely long because it's a slightly smaller deck than is standard, being 36 cards. So it's easy enough for you to find. So you've got your introduction here, which tells you about the artist's personal journey. Here she says of discovery and healing, how to live in harmony with nature through the seasons following the wheel of the year, and how she incorporated rock, tree, bird, beast, and all the other energies basically into these cards that come from nature and really from the wheel, especially if you are pagan, if you are Wiccan, if you are a follower of the old ways. This might be a deck you really do connect into, and as I said, it really has surprised me. So then when you come in, there we are, your book starts kind of here. And this is the layout of what you're going to get. So as I mentioned earlier, these cards are pretty in-depth. I'm pretty sure you could keep them more of a surface level, going from their title and learn them that way with a little bit of help from the book. But there might be some of you that are like, oh, maybe I'll try a few decks first and get a feel for it and then go for something that's got a slightly smaller book. But for me, this is perfect because I don't really use these books. So you have a little bit of writing at the top, you have welcome, you have a warning, and you have wisdom. And each one looks exactly the same setup. So if we look at Robin, for example, keyword hope. Robins are heralds of spring, and as with the festival of Imbolc, they remind us that there is hope for the future with warmer, lighter days ahead. Welcome, a hopeful start of something new at the beginning of a new path. Warning, missed opportunity to try something new, obstacles across the path. Wisdom, to Robin I ask, guide me in wisdom of change, growth and renewal. So that's your wisdom from the card. So there's not a lot there explanation of the card wise. It's not going to tell you about the symbols. So if you are brand new and you don't know what a lot of these symbols are, you perhaps don't have any experience with runes, Celtic symbology, all of these sorts of things, you're not going to find that information in here. So it may be one of those things that you see it in the deck and part of your enjoyment is then going away and actually researching the symbols that have popped out to you, and it becomes a way of learning. Or you might be someone that's thinking, well, I don't know what that means and I don't have time to look it up, and if it's not in the book, then it might not be for me. So that's why I always try to do kind of a bit of a thorough breakdown for everyone. But as you go along, you've got your little color image there, which I like, and your little bit of information. I personally, like I said, I don't use the book. So for me, not an issue. I much prefer with these cards to really do an in-depth reading, to do smaller card readings to start with would be my advice, so that you can really delve into them. Absolutely, I have meditated with these and kind of journeyed into the card, used them as focuses on my altar for work or journey that I'm doing, energies that I want to work with. I've just found them all round a great deck, and I'm be the first to say it has surprised me, but I absolutely love this deck and highly recommend it. If there was a downside for me, it would just be the cardstock, because I worry how well it will last if I'm using them as a constant deck every day in my practice, but time will tell on that. But other than that, highly recommend. Well worth supporting this wonderful artist, well worth the £25 in my personal opinion. But yeah, so I hope you have found this review helpful, my lovelies. That is it from me. All the details, if you want to come find me in my closed Facebook group, if you want to find my website, if you want to find our academy, everything is in the drop down underneath the title of this video. Or if you're on your phone, you just click the title of the video just under where you're watching now, and it will expand and you've got all your lovely links there. So hopefully I will see you over in our closed Facebook group. But that is it from me, my lovelies. Blessed be.